All right. Welcome everyone to YDSC Season 3, our second bracket of the season for the summer. I'm joined tonight by Marty McFlyen up here. And we have, I think, about 10 pilots tonight that are going to be racing, or 11. I think we bumped it up to 11 pilots tonight. Marty,
it's 10.
Is it 10? Okay, something like that.
It is 10. It's fluid. It's pretty fluid.
Things are changing on a moment's notice, yeah. So, just like last week, we're going to start with what we call the undercard, which is our spec racers. These are the beginning pilots who have just jumped into VelociDrone in our program, and so they're just getting their pilot wings kind of worked out. And so tonight we have a returning competitor, Nugget, who is High Voltage's younger brother. Say hello, Nugget. So Nugget is how old is Nugget? He's in the sixth grade, I think.
Freshman.
Freshman. Oh my gosh, that's right.
Getting ready for high school.
That's right. So Nugget's coming into the freshman, and we have Captain Banana.
What's up?
Banana, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, right.
Nice picture. Captain Banana is a incoming middle schooler, a sixth grader. Captain Banana. So we got a sixth grader and a ninth grader here in the undercard. This is the spec class. They are racing the brushed Acro Bee from YDSC in VelociDrone. This is simulator drone racing. Now these pilots fly real drones in real life, but we're not quite back to gathering, so we're still racing in the simulator. And these two young pilots are just getting started in the YDSC, and we're going to put them on an oval track. It's our version of NASCAR, turning left. We're going to see what they can do. Two awesome profile pictures. Look at these guys.
I'm about to race. Go.
Captain Banana has some fans surrounding him at home. He keeps telling them that he's about to race, and he's right. It's about to get on here. We got a oval track. This is the training track. This is what all YDSC pilots start on when they join Drone Sports Camp 20. Of course, the information is at youthdronesports.org. But look at this, 6 gates in an oval, turning left. These two pilots are going to do a 5-lap heat, all right? They got to do 5 laps. The fastest of 5 laps wins the heat, and we're going to do that best 2 out of 3 times, okay? A best 2 out of 3 format. Each heat is 5 laps. Does that make sense? Look at them. They're just practicing. They're going around.
Turn left, turn left, turn left.
Turn left, but it's... Joel, talk a little bit about what it takes to be fast on a course like this.
Consistency. So as you start turning, you can watch the sticks. We have the stick overlay. There's the 2 boxes right in the middle of your screen. And you'll watch them, and as they get better, they start turning using their roll stick as opposed to just the yaw. So roll is the right box, one on the right, and it's where they're basically pulling that to the left. So I'm not sure who we're following right now. I think it's YS60. I think this is Captain Banana in yellow.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah, that's him. You can watch his roll stick there. It kind of cranks to the left every time he's turning left. So that means he's kind of using, as opposed to a yaw, which is basically just kind of rotating it. And when you rotate it like that with just the yaw, you kind of end up slipping and sliding around. Your momentum kind of takes you around the turns way too much. Where the roll, you can kind of pull your weight around the corner. So it's a much better line. And so you'll watch the better pilots as they get better and better. We'll start using that roll more and more. And that is kind of the first skill that you learn as you start learning how to turn and navigate a course with appropriate kind of anticipation of these turns. So Captain Banana is looking great. A full lap on this tiny little thing is usually around 5 to 8 seconds. So 5 laps should be around 30 seconds, hopefully. And I think we're ready to go.
I'm just going to say quickly, you mentioned it earlier, Joel. Nugget won this event last week, our first ever spec race for the beginners. He beat Cyrus FPV. Cyrus called up Captain Banana and said, whatever you do, beat Nugget. All right, he's trying to get revenge. We're going to see what happens. Cyrus, maybe he's watching somewhere out there on the internet.
He's
and
camping.
Oh, he's camping. Okay, well, he's probably, his ears are ringing. But I'm going to say that this is not easy to do. What Joel was just describing is not easy to do. I am still a very, very much a beginner pilot. And to do this in 5 or 8 seconds takes a lot of practice, especially for grown-ups. We encourage parents to sign up and race with us this summer. And I'm going to tell you, this is going to take you a while. This course right here is going to take you a while. These 2 pilots are already very good. Let's see them race. If they are ready, we're going to do the first heat, 5 laps, defending spec class champ Nugget going up against newcomer Captain Banana.
All right, take it away. All right, here we go.
Now, Captain Banana is in yellow. You can see that. His moniker says YDSC 60. And Nugget is racing in his brother's name, High Voltage, but a little bit of trouble right away for Nugget. He's now got to play catch-up.
Oh, Captain Banana coming out and lapping Nugget already.
Oh, my goodness. This 6th grader means business, flying in yellow, zipping around already on his 4th lap.
There it is. High Voltage is Nugget is gonna come up second here.
Yes.
That is the first of up to 3 games here.
Operation
All right,
Nugget takedown.
Operation
Going well.
So Nugget had trouble at the first gate, and that just set him back. So we'll see if he can get a cleaner start.
My heart was beating so fast. That was actually my first race.
That is the voice of Captain Banana. You wouldn't know it, otherwise known as YDSC 60. We can see the lap count over on that little table.
That's a lot.
On the left-hand side, if you're watching at home, and then we switch to FPV once in a while, first-person view, to see what it looks like for the pilots. But it sounds like Nugget's getting a little bit of coaching on his side. We're going to run them again. If Banana wins this one, it's over. If Nugget wins this one, we force a deciding 3rd heat.
You're going through like this, and you're literally going sideways.
Here they go.
Here's some coaching by Nugget's older brother, Will there, High Voltage.
Ooh, that time, Nugget, they're right with each other. Banana had a little issue, but he was able to recover and get past Nugget, and he's just showing a little bit more consistent speed than the green racer there. That is, it says High Voltage, but it is Nugget, younger brother of High Voltage. Captain Banana, 6th grader, first race ever.
Excited to see these pilots in real life here coming up.
Yes.
There's Captain Banana. Cap Banana.
Captain
Winning by
Banana
about
can
4
call
seconds.
and tell him mission accomplished. And Nugget, it was great having you back here. But as you can see, there's some more competition out there. You're flying well. We'll work on that speed a little bit.
Operation Nugget takedown executed.
All right. Well, Nugget, thank you for flying. And Captain Banana, congratulations, winning this first ever race. You've been hanging around for a while. You've been interested in drone racing.
Yeah.
Now you have made your debut. You said your heart was beating. How did it feel?
It was just thumping so hard.
I know you're a swim racer also. Is it similar to swim racing or totally different?
It's a lot more different, like having to move with your fingers rather than diving and actually doing it. Actually doing the thing that you're doing, rather than flying an FPV.
Yeah, so maybe because it's not a whole body experience, it's just your thumbs and your eyes, right? Maybe it's easier to get a little bit. You have your heart beating heavily, huh?
Yeah, the gates in the other course haven't loaded in yet.
Oh.
Yeah, looks like we have a loading problem.
Yeah, I'm upside down.
Yay, another one of these.
Oh my god.
I don't even see the
Or I'm
car.
on,
Don't worry, Nugs, I'll avenge you.
I will avenge
No.
you.
Is Nugget still there?
Nugget, come here.
Oh, there we
Yeah.
go, there we go, there we
Here we
go.
go, I want to talk to you.
Hey Nugget.
Hello?
Yes, you are a a racing swimmer as well, right? How do you compare racing drones to racing in the pool?
How do I compare them?
Yeah, like does it feel different? Is the pressure different? Is the more or less
I would
nervous?
say, I'd probably say I'd feel more nervous in the pool, especially
Okay.
more towards like kind of bigger events.
Okay.
And also like just seeing them in person, kind of looking over.
Advance to the other
But
bracket.
yeah,
To the other
Got it.
bracket.
Okay.
pretty close.
Everybody else's.
Two different kinds of racing. Well, again, thank you for flying tonight.
Yeah, thanks for
Look
having
forward
me.
to seeing you back again soon.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. And now hand it back to your brother.
So I think we're waiting on Quad Boy to get into our room. He's our quickest brand new competitor as of 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, literally just in. So both Captain Banana and Nugget are located here in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, Minneapolis and St. Louis Park. But now we have an interesting group here coming up in the this group of 5. We've got 3 Minnesota pilots. We've got Raid Optics from Eden Prairie. Give it up for Raid. We've got Eclipse. I'm not exactly sure where Eclipse is, but somewhere here in the Twin Cities. And Skycat's the sequel with that sleeping kitty cat. Not the original Skycats. This is the sequel. Skycat's the sequel is from Blaine, Minnesota. But outside of Minnesota, we've got
We've got a couple
these
outsiders.
challengers from out of state. We've got Daylight FPV, the freestyle superstar from San Antonio, Texas, flying with us again. We're honored. And then this newcomer, Quad Boy, just showed up right before the race started, coming to us from Wichita, Kansas, wearing some cool looking goggles. So this will be interesting. It's Minnesota versus Texas and Kansas. And the top 2, Joel, the top 2 after 5 scoring heats, they're going to earn points based on how they finish.
That's
And
right.
the top 2 are going to advance against our finalists. We'll meet them in a minute.
So the scoring for this one is first place will take home 10 points, second 8, third 6, fourth will take home 4th, and fifth will take home 2 points. So 10, 8, 6, 4, 2 for them, and we're going to run them 5 times, and the top scoring pilot will end up moving on, and the second top scoring pilot will move on as well.
All right, let's remember to not just talk randomly. Nathan,
Nathan.
Sorry.
mute ourselves if we're talking. Okay. Now, is Quad Boy ready? Has he found the room? Typing.
Giving him
This is
instruction.
Eclipse. I'm having slight technical difficulties. I spilled my water.
Oh, Eclipse spilled the water. Okay.
Yep.
Take a second to dry off. Do you think everything's going to work still?
I didn't spill on anything. I spilled it on the hardwood floor where I stand.
Well, you need good footing.
Yeah.
Don't want to play with feet
Looking around.
wet.
More, I don't want to damage the floor.
That's true. All right, we will wait for you because we're waiting for Quad Boy. Dramatic entrance for Quad Boy.
It is.
I am good now.
Okay, good. Eclipse, what part of town are you in?
Northeast.
Northeast. Northeast, as we say, with a D here in Minneapolis. I don't know where our audience is coming from. I see that we had some chat on Twitch for Captain Banana. Banana Boy, yeah. Impressive debut for Captain Banana. Big future.
I know Blake may be coming in to watch soon.
Oh, Balake. All right, Balake's been busy practicing 5-inch quad racing. At least that's what I've been told. Balake,
Yeah,
our reigning Minnesota State high school drone racing champion, individual champion.
Yeah, I think he is spending time practicing on the multi-GP global qualifier track lately. They have a event coming up, I think, in 2 weeks for that. 2 weekends from now, or 3 weekends from now. like 2 weekends.
So when you race at the level that Balake races at, which is winning
High.
races,
It's insane.
it's a lot to ask to be switching between the little micro quads that we're racing here tonight and the big 5-inch racing quads. It's the difference between like a palm-sized drone and a dinner plate-sized drone. The dinner plate ones go a lot faster. But I've also heard that, some people don't have much problem going back and forth. So I just think for Balake, he's flying at
making
such
excuses.
a high level. Could be making excuses. I don't know. A little trash
Just
being thrown
fights
around
my
here.
wrath.
Renee trying to stick up for Kendrick. I see.
I think that's Will. Oh yeah, Will trash talking a little bit there.
Oh, it's Will? Okay.
That was Will. Yep. That may or may not be the person that was telling me earlier. It's not a big deal. Switch back and forth. But meanwhile, hey, Skycats, nice to have you back. What grade are you going into at Blaine High School? Maybe he's muted. Oh, he's may have a mic issue, but I guess we'll figure that out. I think he might be a sophomore, 10th grader. And then we have Quad Boy, 14 years old, I believe.
Yeah, that's what they said. So Wichita, Kansas. He must be part of. I think my name is Jeff. Maybe that group. I forget the name of that chapter down there. I have to remember.
My name is Jeff. Yes.
I know our friends from Nebraska were down there visiting on this last weekend. They were doing some micro. It's like Quad Boys having some
IRL?
problems. Yeah, in IRL. Yeah, they were doing some whoop racing down in Kansas. I know Team Deadlock went down there.
Cool. All right. Well, we are gonna see if Quad Boy can make it in. We might have to postpone his debut. We did start close to on time tonight, though, so normally we would just be firing up the live stream.
We'll just make sure that he's not running the beta version.
That's a good question. Daniel Daylight FPV, what's new down in San Antonio?
Discord crashed on me.
Not much has been going on.
Not much. Is the weather hot down there?
It's pretty normal.
Pretty normal.
Pretty normal.
Well, Daniel started a drone club at his school. He was a freshman in high school last year, going to be a sophomore this year, correct?
Yeah.
And he got a bunch of kids together. They were building drones. Did this all on his own. Meanwhile, up in Minnesota, we were putting together the YDSC, starting in Minnesota. We had kids doing that at schools all over the Twin Cities. So credit Daniel for making it happen on his own down there. We're excited to have him racing with us here in the YDSC now. He's also gained a lot of notoriety for finishing at the very top, in the top 2 of a global freestyle competition called International Game of Whoop. So if you're looking for tips on freestyle, on any tricks you might want to learn, talk to Daniel Daylight FPV. All right. Any updates on Quad Boy?
I think they're struggling to get it worked out here.
I'm hearing some feedback.
Yeah, it's Eclipse.
I'm just going to give a preview while we're waiting here. We do have pilots coming up. There's 3 pilots waiting for who's going to emerge from this group. The pilots that are out there, we heard from them before. High Voltage, the older brother of Nugget. High Voltage won our first Thursday summer race last week. He's back to defend. High Voltage graduated senior, incoming college freshman at the University of Minnesota Duluth. We also have Viper. Viper going to be a sophomore at Apple Valley High School. Viper came out of nowhere on one of our first ever drone teams, quickly became the best pilot on that team. We're excited to have him flying tonight. Viper from Apple Valley High School. And then we have pilot from the desert. Vanadium is racing with us. He raced with us a little bit in the springtime. Came in from Phoenix. We met him in February when we were down there before coronavirus hit. He is extremely fast. He is very dangerous. Dangerous in the desert. Vanadium. So we got high voltage, Viper, and Vanadium all waiting for the pilot that's going to emerge. Pilot or pilots going to emerge here. If we can get Quad Boy in, that should increase everybody's chances. Raid Optics from Eden Prairie. You are going to be a junior, correct?
Yes.
Nathan? Okay. And you've been flying drones since just the middle part or just the beginning of 2020, right? You got into it. You came to one of our events and you built your drone. And how would you characterize your progress so far?
I would say I've improved a lot from 5 months. At my first race, I couldn't do a ladder, but now I can do them very easily.
You have been putting in a ton of time. You worked very diligently when you were racing your real drone that you built, and you jumped right into the simulator with us once we transitioned for distance learning and social distancing. And you've been working really hard in the simulator as well. So for anybody out there wondering if practice makes you better, just look at Raid Optics. Huge improvement, very dedicated work.
Indeed.
Maybe we do a course tour? Do we have a second for a course tour?
Sure, let's do that. While we
You
wait.
can use my cam. I'll fly around.
All right, we were talking to Raid Optics. Let's look at Raid Optics. Let's walk through this course. Let me see if I can.
I'll start at the beginning.
Okay.
You ready?
1 second, let me get it on there. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go around the plane, and then we're going to do a little kind of crisscross up under the right wing, back around the tail, then back under the, well, right, left wing, whichever we want, then back up and over, and under the plane through the tunnel. Then we go into a little purple crisscross with our purple flags in a little slalom around these events over here, over to our Hypercross X, or I'm not sure what the X is for, but it's kind of like a triple threat, up and around, up into the purple gates, up, and then a full 360 up and around. We have a green gate up
Chandelier.
top. Yeah, a little chandelier. Upper gate. Then we got a fun little tunnel down. Kind of drop down, and then a 270 spin. Up
Crazy
and around. A nice line down through the red gates, some green gates. Back to the finish. There's the finish line right there. That is
Finish
one
is
lap.
under that big arch right there, right? That is the finish after you're done with that lap.
Yep, so it's a pretty open. It's more about some little more acrobatic maneuvers than most of our courses where we, typically rely heavily upon gates. This is much more freedom in terms of picking your lines. It's going to lead to some interesting lines and see how it turns out at the end. Let's see where we're at with our. See if we got it.
That is a chandelier up there. Coming around. I don't know what you call this setting in this track. It's like an abandoned
hangar.
Catwalk. I guess abandoned hangar, yeah. And that tunnel is really cool. Kind of that infinity tunnel. All right, we're trying all the things to help our pilot in Wichita.
One last thing to try. If this doesn't work, then I think we might need to move on here.
I'm just gonna do a quick shout out while we're waiting to Mini Analytics. Mini Analytics came in and saved the day for many of our YDSC teams this past spring in our first season. They sponsored several teams. And what is Mini Analytics? Mini Analytics is the big data and analytics community here in the Twin Cities, here in Minnesota. They put on events, typically several events throughout the year where people gather and learn about analytics and big data. They are super excited about this program. They see all the engineers we're creating. We see all the people that are on a track for STEM education, and they want to support that. And they have been huge supporters of what we do. So check out minianalytics.org. It's MINNE, like Minnesota, and then analytics.org. They have pivoted to some online events while we're physically distanced. And they are just amazing people and huge supporters of the YDSC. So thank you, Mini Analytics. Sponsors of the Eden Prairie team that Raid Optics is from. Sponsors of the Edina team. Minneapolis Southwest, Minneapolis Washburn, and Egan. All sponsored by Mini Analytics, and we appreciate them very much, Dan Atkins and the team. Okay, last chance for Quad Boy.
Yeah, we're gonna give him 30 seconds here to confirm.
All right.
We want him in desperately, but the show has to go on.
So if Quad Boy cannot make it in, that means between Daylight, Raid Optics, Eclipse, and Skycats the sequel, one of them will advance to face off with High Voltage, Viper, and Vanadium. Quad Boy's typing. Let's see. Last chance for a positive sign. Yep. We will definitely get you in next week, Quad Boy.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. We've all got a chance to check out your cool profile picture, and we will see you next week.
Or tomorrow morning. We have office hours tomorrow, Quad Boy, from what time is it? 10 to 11? 10 to 11 Central.
11 Central, yeah.
Come back. Jump in. And I think Brian is running some multiplayer sessions during that time as well, so we can get some practice in with everyone. So
it's a great idea. You get office hours when you're in the YDSC, when you're in Drone Sports Camp. You can hang out with us here on Discord and get whatever help you need. Get practice. Okay, so we drop Quad Boy. That leaves it to the first four. Daylight FPV, Raid Optics, Eclipse, and Skycats the sequel. We've seen the course. Great course tour by Raid Optics. Are we ready to go?
I think so.
I'm ready to go. Where are we at, Brian?
Okay.
Pilots are ready.
Lap heats.
All right.
Okay.
We are ready to go.
1 lap heats. We're going to do 5 of them, and we're counting down for the first one.
All right. Looks like Raid Optics is out first. In and around the plane, coming down through that tunnel.
Around the column slalom.
Column slalom.
Into that big red X. X marks the spot.
It's got a commanding lead over Eclipse right now. About 10 gates.
Around the chandelier. He has been practicing. Into that ceiling gate. Down the cool tunnel. The infinity tunnel. Making his way back around, and he's through. 38 seconds for Raid Optics. Let's see who comes in second. These are valuable points.
Where's Daniel? Is Daylight flying?
He should be, but I don't see him on the board. He's stuck over there.
He shows us flying.
Eclipse grabs second. Nice flying by Eclipse.
Yep, make sure you finish. Points do matter here, so...
Skycats is coming around the chandelier.
Right along with Skycats here.
Into the infinity. Oh, he's gonna take another run at it. Down through the tunnel.
Daylight's typing might have some problems here. Now we do let pilots have one rerun due to technical issues on their end. Only was going something. He got kicked.
Yeah.
Is he out of the room right now?
He's out of the room. He was like in during the race, and then he just like left or got kicked or something.
All right, let's let him get back in.
His internet
third. Can somebody turn down the live stream in the background? We're getting some feedback of live stream.
Oh, let's see clips. I'll move him down a little bit here.
Might
Yeah,
be
you guys,
Eclipse.
when you guys have a chance, you should invest in a headset. Disconnected by client timeout, he says. So we are going to rerun that one. We're going to honor our position that pilots do get a single rerun call per event. due to
Okay,
technical
so we
issues
call
on their
that first
side.
one a practice one.
Yep, that is a practice one. So jump back in, Daylight.
We'll wait for him to be there. I'm testing out these different camera angles here.
Server not yet connected. Man, VelociDrone is having some problems tonight, it looks like.
Quad Boy just joined too.
What? Quad Boy just got in? No, did he?
Yep. Yeah, he did.
Oh, let's do it, Marty. We can add him back in.
Yeah.
That first
It's
one
not
didn't
too
count.
late.
It's not too
I
late.
mean, he hasn't practiced it, but we'll see what he can do.
We'll see what he can do. All right, Quad Boy, you're in.
While we're waiting on Daylight, do you want me to run a practice for Quad Boy?
Sure. Go ahead and run him in.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
All right, Quad Boy, you're gonna get a chance on the course here while we wait on Daylight to jump back in.
All right, Quad Boy getting his first look at that airplane.
The airplane's confusing. Your first time through it, trying to figure out exactly how to maneuver that one. So go ahead, Quad Boy, take your time, figure it out. Up and over, back around the tail. Kind of ride along with him here, yep. You're gonna do that, back up over the wing, so 180. Yep, that wing, yep. And then kind of rip down around.
Underneath the landing gear.
Yep, here and then through that tunnel. The rest of the course is a little bit more straightforward, but we'll walk you through it.
Column slalom into the big X.
Column slalom, big X.
That's a cool climb in there. And
That
then
is.
the row of gates up to the chandelier. Around
Do you
the
think we can
chandelier
recreate this? Oh, you only have to go around once.
in real life.
Yeah, we should do
We should
the
try.
we should do this course. I think we should do the X. The X would be a really fun real life course.
That would
That
be
would be
cool.
fun.
This space reminds me of where we did the beta.mn event.
Oh, it does.
The
You're right
beta
with those big
showcase.
cranes. Yep. So now you got to
We
go
could
through
almost-
that big tunnel. It's kind of descending there. Go back up, Quad Boy. Got to go back up to the top there.
On the catwalk, above the catwalk.
Take a left,
Behind
turn
you.
around, 180. I hope he's listening on Discord. Yep. Yeah, at
I
that
hope
red
he
gate.
is too.
You just
I'm just
smiling?
laughing.
He's trying to figure it out. Find
I'm
that
not
gate
laughing at
marker.
him.
Why is that gate marker there? Or did you end the? You didn't end the race, did you?
No.
Oh, that's mine. I think he's lost at this point.
Wait,
Well.
he's on gate 32.
What we'll do, yeah, he's looking for it. Let's see. Yeah, I see that. All right, he's
now
saying.
operational.
All right, we'll go ahead
Let's
and run
do
it, Quad Boy, and you'll have to kind of figure it out as we get into it. We do 5 rounds here, so you're gonna do 1 lap, and we'll go from there. So go ahead and get him flying, Sour Power, and let's
All right.
line him up.
Daylight's back too, so.
All right.
And daylight's in. Okay, we'll put some colors that we might want to change, but we'll be okay to start with.
Yeah, we'll
Here
start
we go.
here. Right along
Now
with daylight here.
daylight out first. Great optics though, right there with them. Very close as daylight is chasing Raid Optics. Raid Optics in red, daylight in green. Eden Prairie being chased by San Antonio through the X.
Up and around the chandelier they go.
If we go FPV on daylight, that would look good. Down the tunnel as he chases him.
Oh,
through the
takes the lead
crazy
right there. The daylight will get it by, I don't know how many milliseconds that's going to be. That one is, boy.
I mean,
Eclipse comes down.
My heart rate just increased at the last second there.
0.2 of a second. That was crazy. Eclipse comes in third after a thrilling battle at the top there, but Eclipse racking up some valuable points. And now Skycats has a lead over Quad Boy. Quad Boy's still getting used to this. Skycats is in green, Quad Boy's in green. We're gonna do some color changes.
Quad Boy's got to increase his tilt.
Increase his what, Will?
His camera tilt. I think he's running in 0 right now, so when he tries to throttle forward, or when he tilts forward, he's looking at the ground.
Skycats grabs fourth.
I have a question. I've noticed some people are cutting the corner pretty close on the final column. There's no gate there. I'm wondering if you guys are okay with that. I just watched Eclipse do it. Eclipse, can you go to like the final column right there? The blue one's right in front of you. Show me your line coming out of the green gates on the left, and how you finish the course. He's like, I don't want to give it up. Daylight, yeah,
like
right there. Yeah, right there, Daylight. What you were doing right there. You can cut it in
I
just
cut
like
the
that.
inside.
Yeah.
I cut the inside.
Okay. All right. So as long as everyone knows that you can cut that inside of that final turn there, you don't have to stay to the right of those blue gates if you don't want.
Okay.
So you can.
I stay for the outside on the first 2, and then I cut in on the last one.
Okay. So that is a known. I guess we'll call it a hack.
No.
Let's give a
Time saved. Time saved.
time saver.
Let's change some colors really quick. Daylight, can you change to maybe white
or blue?
And then Skycats, maybe Skycats goes blue. Looks like Skycats has already gone into cyan, which is good. Okay.
All right, that's great. All right, go ahead and let's start and stop that one, or stop to start. Yeah, there we go. All right, round number 2.
Oh.
Just want to make sure I got my settings. Ah, excellent. There we go. Go to our scoreboard here.
All right, can we bring them back? This is going to be heat number 2. Official. Here they go. Anyone just finding us? This is Micro FPV drone racing. FPV stands for first person view. We have 5 pilots flying from different places around the country, all on the same virtual race course. And Daylight FPV from San Antonio is locked in a battle with Raid Optics from Eden Prairie, Minnesota.
Up
But
to
Daylight has
270.
the edge.
Watch him cut this corner here or not. Oh, he's going to take it wide. Same with Raid Optics will come in second again.
Okay.
Eclipse was actually had gained some ground there. There's a little bit of problem with these last 6 gates here. There it is.
Lots
yeah.
of deep inhales and exhales from these pilots.
Oh,
Yeah,
here comes Quad Boy chasing down Sky
He got the
Cats.
dog,
There he is. All right,
look
now
at
Quad
this.
Boy's. Quad Boy's figured it out now. There we go.
Party.
Oh, here it is. Quad Boy pulling
Quad
up
Boy
into
past the
4th
Sky Cats.
place. Push it, push it, push it, push it. Oh, and Sky Cats finishing. I don't know what that.
Ooh. Just a
Finishing
1 second
within
difference.
Yeah, within a second of each other. So Daylight coming in at 38 seconds, Raid at 41. All right, so that finishes round number 2. Let's keep them going. We have 3 more to go.
All right, so Daylight FPV from San Antonio has won the first 2. Raid Optics has been right there in second. Had a lead for a while. Let's see if he can grab one of these. Meanwhile, Eclipse showing great consistency and improvement, and an interesting battle in the 4th and 5th spot last time.
Optics
with
and
Quad Boy.
Optics and Daylight going at it again. Back and forth. Raid
Yeah.
is in first at the moment, but Daylight might have just overtaken him.
He did.
Oh,
But he had some trouble on that ascent, so he's behind him in the tunnel. Daylight playing catch up if he can, if he's got enough time on this lap. He missed a gate.
yeah, missed that
Raid
that
Optics
sequence.
wins this one. Look at that.
Desperately needed win there for Raid to make sure he could potentially come back and take up first place out of this. Now the top 2 are going to move on because we did get Quad Boy into the mix here. So that is good news for Raid and Daylight. So they can probably breathe a little bit there. Don't have to
There
freak out
he
too
is,
much.
breathing.
Big
But
breath.
once again, consistent in third. That phone's ringing. Sky Cats, though,
Can you give me a second?
Yeah.
yours back. You can mute yourself.
We need to get these guys headsets.
Yeah.
Sky Cats grabs 4th.
Is that included in the Hydra package?
It should
He
be.
says, it should be.
Definitely should be.
He says, Quad Boy, not so fast. All right, Quad Boy, nice finish, but Sky Cats got you on that one. Let's see what happens as we go again, although we're giving Raid Optics that key
We'll give him a few
first place
seconds.
finisher.
Yeah,
Give him
he
a
won-
second
Okay,
important phone call.
I'm okay now.
All right, we're
All
back.
right.
Let's go ahead and line them
Let's
up
do
for
it.
game number 4. Daylight has a 2-point lead over Raid Optics right now. It's a good
Okay,
line there
Raid
by
Optics and
Raid.
Daylight again.
Daylight overtakes
Just
him.
Almost
Barely.
in complete sync with each other. Look at this. Red and white.
It's right
Red
along with-
chasing white. That's Daylight with the edge so far through the X. Going
Oh,
a
Rado
little
problem
bobble
there.
by Raid Optics, and that springs Daylight going down the tunnel and around the crazy 8.
A little problem here
Making
last
his way
time.
across the floor.
There is
and
Daylight
boom,
with first.
37.
Raid coming in second. Eclipse clips the bottom of that first red gate sequence. Quad Boy ahead of Sky Cats at the moment.
See that? Eclipse grabs third. Getting faster with each
Thanks,
lap, and we've got Quad Boy and Sky Cats.
And
Quad
there it
Boy
is.
grabs fourth. This one.
Quad Boy slowly figuring out the course, improving on his time every single lap. All right, we have one more game to go, and unless Daylight collapses here and ends up in a third place, Raid Optics is going to take home second, and Daylight in first.
Yeah, let's see. It's gonna be tough for any of these pilots to catch those top 2, but let's see what happens. It's just fun watching these two battle it out. Raid Optics. This is what always amazes me. 2 pilots from opposite ends of the country locked in a blade-to-blade battle, as Joe Scully says. Look at this around the chandelier. Daylight just ahead of Raid. They go to the tunnel. What happens on the other end of the tunnel? Into the crazy 8. It's close one.
Oh, Raid tried to cut the corner there. Oh, I saw that.
Wow.
Wow,
Daylight
look at
grabbed
that. Look at that total time. They were 47 milliseconds apart. Wow.
Eclipse faster. I'd like to see Eclipse's times. They got faster with every lap, I believe, down to 47 seconds. Quad Boy comes in, almost broke a minute there. And then Sky Cats, our Blaine Bengal, one of our favorite pilots. Nice job, everybody. Fun to watch you all fly.
So there's your results for your B mains right there. Daylight coming in first, Raid second, Eclipse third with 30 points, 12 back from Raid. Quad Boy pulling up fourth, brand newcomer, taking home 16 points, and Skycat's going to take home fifth place with 14.
Oh,
so that means
that was
Daylight,
impressive.
Daylight and Raid are going to move on up to our A mains tonight.
Okay, let's wake up the top three. They've been waiting patiently.
More quickly, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Never know what you're going to get with these guys sometimes.
Commander from Raid Optics. But here we have the Vs, the three Vs, High Voltage, Vanadium, and Viper. Remember, High Voltage, graduated senior captain from St. Louis Park High School in Minnesota, led that team for 2 years, now going off to the University of Minnesota Duluth. Viper, skipping to Viper, sophomore at Apple Valley High School, the great STEM school there, one of the strong programs in drone racing here in Minnesota, and he is their fastest pilot. And then it's Vanadium, all the way from Phoenix, Arizona. You're going to be a senior, yes? Haven?
That is
I'm remembering that correctly. Okay. He's about to rule the school there in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's see what he does here in our top 5. They have to figure out if they can keep up with these two pilots that were neck and neck the whole way. Daylight FPV from San Antonio and Raid Optics grabbing a glass of water in Eden Prairie.
This will be interesting. So our current ranking on the YDSC leaderboards, Vanadium's sitting at a 1521. He did lose a couple weeks ago to Balake, so he had dropped down. But behind him, Viper's sitting at 1266. Got some distance between the two of them, so if they can pull out a win against Vanadium, this will impact their rankings pretty significantly. But High Voltage is on a tear, sitting at 1247, so only 20 or 19 points back from Viper on the season leaderboard. Very closely followed by Daylight with 1209. And who's our last one here? Raid Optics. Raid Optics has been moving up as well. He's sitting at 1042. He took a little bit of a stumble last week, but he could definitely gain some ground here if he's able to pull out a 4th place. He would move up quite a bit. I will get those points. Yeah.
What you're referring to, Joel, is the new ranking system. So all these pilots are ranked, and they're going to be ranked based on how they fly all summer long. Any pilots that are wondering what is your rank and how can you improve it, you got to race with us on Thursday nights. Get into the Thursday night races, and we'll see where you land. We also have a question from Adolfich on Twitch. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. What kind of program is this? Well, we're racing in the VelociDrone FPV racing simulator, and this is the Youth Drone Sports Championship. So these are all high school and middle school students, and they are from all around the U.S. We've had pilots from all around the world racing with us, and we do this every Thursday night. You can find more information at youthdronesports.org, and that's where you can sign up for camp. You can learn how to do this. You can race all summer long in the sim. You can learn to fly the real thing after you build the real thing. You got to build your drones in the YDSC before you can fly them, and you'll learn a lot doing it. All right, are these 5 pilots ready?
They're ready to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, do we have different
go ahead.
colors? What's our color?
I'm orange. Dibs on orange.
Dibs on orange. Viper's red, Vanadium's blue.
Oh, dang.
Looks like Raid and Viper might be conflicting right now. So Viper or Raid, one of you needs to go to
I call dibs.
Okay.
Raid,
I'll go
you gotta
white.
move. Yeah. I think
Daylight's white.
Daylight's white.
Is white.
Can you do a cyan Raid?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go cyan.
There we go.
Okay, and we're going 2 laps, correct?
That is right. We are going to do 2 laps with our A mains tonight.
A mains and B mains. This is kind of this inside terminology for drone racing. Other kinds of races.
I think other races kind of use it too, but it's just a different racing format. So, all right, are we ready to roll them? Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah.
Best of luck, everyone.
You go. 2 laps.
You as well.
Right along with high voltage to start.
Boom. Look at this. Around the airplane, vanadium lead. Being
I
chased
glitched
by
through the floor somehow.
We're hearing about a glitch.
I'm gonna check on raid. Everyone looks fine now.
Yeah, but I was glitching through the floor earlier.
Raid was.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Or do you want to use one of your technical
Yeah.
callouts? All right,
Yeah.
we're gonna restart it. Go ahead, Brian. Restart them.
Okay. Little technical difficulty with the game. A nice warm practice for all these pilots, and here they come again, for real.
Right
Around
along with
that
Vanadium here. Voltage having the better line this time, except Vanadium cuts him off right at the tail end of that plane maneuver.
Column slalom into the X.
Yeah,
It's
right on
vanadium
top
and
of each other.
voltage. Viper is trying to keep pace as they go around the chandelier. This is Phoenix, Arizona, and St. Louis Park, Minnesota, locked in a battle as vanadium goes across. And
no, we did 2 laps, Marty.
Right, it's 2 laps. Sorry.
Oh,
caught me.
Little problem there with Will. Messed up that line.
I'm stuck, guys.
You're stuck?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know where I am.
We're riding on with Viper there in the middle of nowhere. How did you get there?
I hit the ground and I was gone.
Oh my goodness.
Well, vanadium is down the tunnel.
Um,
Putting a little space between him
I
and voltage
mean,
and takes.
do you want to call a rerun? I'm going to honor that. We're
I
running
would
out
like
of.
to.
All right. I
Because I'm
mean
gonna
that
take
is.
last otherwise.
Yep. So, I mean, go ahead and rerun them, Brian. So right now, the only ones who have reruns left would be Voltage and Vanadium. So this
Get
is
him out of the
Viper.
way.
Yeah, get them out of the way. So Viper, Raid, and Daylight have all used their reruns at this point.
Oh, I might use my rerun.
No, it's only you don't get to use it just because you crashed. That it has to be a glitch or a technical issue.
What?
That's how this goes. You don't get it just because you crashed.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's gotta,
If you crash out of the
Vanadium
map,
has to be-
that's something different.
I know
Viper
the crash out of the map on this one. Give me a
currently
sec.
is-
Oh, you'll catch up. You're only a gate behind Viper.
Yeah, voltage is
No.
gaining ground. Vanadium's on his second lap, as is Viper. Viper racing in the red, chasing Vanadium in the blue. Vanadium back into the big X around the chandelier. Got a battle for 4th and 5th between Raid Optics and Daniel Daylight. Voltage firmly in.
Vanadium takes up
Third.
first. Here comes Viper.
Be close.
Unless Viper makes a mistake, he looks like he will walk in a second place. High Voltage in a third place. Raid Optics and Daylight, just like before, locked in the battle for 4th. Both having trouble on that red one. Let's see if Daylight cuts the corner. He does. Raid Optics will take
gets it.
home 5th. All right, we have our first clean game.
Okay. Vanadium is the ace, as we say.
As we
So it's
say.
now face the ace 5 times. Go for the second time.
There we go. Points are on the board. Vanadium 10, Viper 8, Voltage 6, Daylight 4, Raid with 2. Vanadium with the whole shot hits that first gate.
Voltage right there has the early lead. It's the two of them, Vanadium and Voltage. Keeping it clean into the big red X. Vanadium slightly ahead. Voltage keeping pace. Viper giving chase. Down the tunnel. This is the first of 2 laps.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah, don't worry. Make more mistakes. Oh no.
Both Vanadium
should be
and
giving
Voltage
advice.
having some problems. Viper is going to move up into second place here.
All right. Vanadium.
Voltage trying to overtake him.
There it is.
He goes down. Viper up through first. Up to the chandelier.
Vanadium's down the tunnel for his second lap. Cutting across. Vanadium with the win. Viper and Voltage.
No.
Viper again in second place. Voltage. Probably a little salty from all the reruns. He was off to a good start for those first two.
A little bit?
A little. Don't blame him.
Hey,
but
you guys.
All right.
It's drone racing.
Sabotage earlier.
Same finish order as the first time. See if this is a pattern.
See if this is a thing.
Who's gonna break it up?
All right, where's my cameras at? Where are my cameras at? I guess we can start here. There we go. All right, go ahead and start them up.
Third of 5 heats. Off they go.
That is pretty to watch.
Oh man.
Voltage out first.
Keeps the lead through the plane. Column slalom.
Come here, Voltage.
Come here, Daylight.
Oh.
Battles happening throughout. Oh.
Looks like Vanadium is dropped down to 4th. We have a race for first right now between Viper and Daylight, or Viper and Voltage. Voltage finishing his first lap. Viper hot on his tail.
Going through the plane. Can he keep it clean?
Vanadium just on a tear. All the way back up into 3rd, chasing down Viper for a second spot now. But Voltage with a couple gates. Comfortable lead at this point. If he can keep it clean, he should take home a first place win for this one. Here's Vanadium passing up Viper into the chandelier, and over we go.
Down the tunnel for Voltage. Vanadium's trying to catch him.
Oh, makes a mistake there. This might give Viper a chance. Viper taking home 2nd. Oh.
3 seconds for Viper, but this time the bracket changed. Voltage takes first, Viper 2nd, Vanadium 3rd. Daylight once again grabs.
Give me those points.
Give you those points.
Plus 12.
Okay, so let's see what that does. Gonna watch for the leaderboard change.
Yeah. Vanadium still in 1st. Viper and Voltage fighting for that 2nd place spot right now, but it is a 4-point difference between 1st and 3rd.
Oh yeah, look at that. Consistent seconds for Viper keeps him in 2nd. We got 2 more to go. Let's see what happens.
2 more to go.
Can anybody catch Vanadium?
I'm calling it now just so we're aware. We are going to do race-offs. There will be no motocross rule tonight in the event of a tie for 1st.
All right, I like it. Voltage and Vanadium. It's Voltage with a slight edge in the columns. Let's see what happens in the X. Vanadium must be just salivating as he's chasing Voltage across the ceiling and through the tunnel. Look at that. Passes him in the tunnel.
It's got to keep a perfect line now. Takes the shortcut in and around, up and 2. Oh, makes... Does he make a mistake there? It's so tough to tell sometimes around this plane.
Plane is tough.
It is tough.
Back into the columns. Voltage could use the points for another win if he can catch Vanadium.
Starting to stretch it out. I mean, if Voltage is able to beat Vanadium tonight, that would be a really significant point swing on his season standings. That's going to be tough.
For some reason, I spawned it inside the floor, and I respawned.
3.8.
Okay.
2.5 behind Vanadium is Voltage. Viper grabs 3rd this time. Daylight was right there in 4th. Almost grabbed the 3rd spot a few seconds back. And Raid Optics.
What do you think, Vanadium? Sub 30 possible?
Definitely possible. Just gotta keep pushing.
I think we gotta cut that last line.
Something, yeah.
Little blue. Are you cutting it short on that one, or are you going around?
I'm cutting it short.
Yeah, he
I
cuts
wasn't
it short.
the first few times, but
Are you going on the inside of the wing too? Like when you go around the wing, do you go the outside of the bar, inside of the bar?
Which part? I can spectate you.
All right. So when you
All
come
right.
through,
So we have a tie for second
Do you go
place
out?
now with
You come
Viper
in?
and Voltage.
or do you come in and go out?
I go out, so I go underneath it, and then come back like that. Yep.
Talking about how they tackle that plane.
I've gone over and then just kind of cut there.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay, there is a tie for second. Viper and High Voltage are tied for second. Vanadium has a 6-point cushion. Something's going to have to happen to knock Vanadium out of the top spot, but we will not settle for any ties here. Maybe we won't have one.
I don't think we'll have one.
Yeah, maybe not, unless something crazy happens. But let's get ready. We are
All right.
on time. Look at this.
On time. Final game of the night. Final match of the night. Here we go. Big breath.
Deep breaths.
Deep breaths. In and out. Vanadium with a hole shot, but Voltage, an alternate line around the plane, is able to come through.
It's the part they were talking about, comparing notes.
The interesting one here is going to be if Viper can catch up to Voltage. This is a battle for second between those two. Now, Viper is currently higher on that season standings. Voltage has not been flying a whole lot of simulator until just recently, which has kind of impacted his ratings. But recently he started putting down some times, putting the effort in.
So if he can finish ahead of Viper here, he will climb the board.
Yeah, I think he will trade spots with Viper if he's able to beat him here.
Well, he's currently chasing Vanadium, who deservedly is high up on the YDSC rankings.
Oh, he's so
Where
fast.
can people find the YDSC rankings, Joel? Are they public yet? Are they available in the app?
They are public, but you have to go to fly.youthdronesports.org, and there's a button on the left that says rankings, and you can see where that's at.
So close.
30.0.
Vanadium takes the win. Went almost the whole way without dropping one. Voltage comes in a close second. That will give him second place. Viper takes third.
Looks like Vanadium was trying to get a sub 30 best lap, and he got 30.015. Just 15 milliseconds off the sub 30. So,
Daylight and Raid Optics, the rivals coming out of the B mains. The first 5. Quite a battle, finishing 4th and 5th, respectively. But it is Vanadium's night. Voltage won last week. Vanadium wasn't here. Comes in and shows us what the desert can do. How was this course, Vanadium?
I actually really liked it. It's not very technical. It's more spread out, but it worked in my favor today.
Well, shout out to Sour Power, our super mentor, designed this course in this cool abandoned hangar or whatever you call it. And it was fun watching you guys fly that straight shot across the ceiling. Favorite part of the course, Vanadium?
I like the plane. At first it was tricky to get used to, but it like uses the whole length of the plane, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fun to start and see how everybody tackled that. Viper, strong third place finish. Thoughts about racing with us here in the summer? I think it's your first race here in the summer.
It's definitely interesting. It's really fun too.
Were you flying acro?
Yeah, and this is my first race acro, so.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I've never really raced acro with whoops.
Which quad?
Meteor 65.
Acro with the Meteor 65. Okay, well, the pilots here in the open class can fly any of the micros, any of the 65 millimeters. Viper chose the Meteor and went with acro mode, which is no leveling, right? Now, I didn't even know you were doing that, but was there anything in particular that that helped you with on this course, and any place where it hurt you?
The plane definitely helped me because when I went around the second wing, I could almost do a power loop over it, which saved me time. Especially when you're not in acro mode, that can cost you some time.
Yeah.
Other than that, there's the X I had a few problems with, just cutting my line too short on the last part, going through the last part. But other than that, it was good.
The tunnel down, you can throttle down through that.
Yeah, that too. That
You
helps.
have to throttle down instead of having to. That's what I wanted to use acro on this course for, but I suck at acro.
And that's high voltage you're hearing, so
we should have an acro only league.
That's
seems
open.
like a lot of people are trying it.
I think it's inevitable that everyone ends up being an acro.
Yeah, that's what
some of the
happened in
open.
what was it when they did the whoop Mondays for VelociDrone, the VRL or whatever.
Yeah.
Everybody was racing that in acro.
Really? Do you think it'll happen in real life though?
Real life, I feel like there's definitely a possibility for it to happen, but as of now, no. Eventually, when our technology gets better and we can have longer battery lives, stronger quads, then
I
Joel,
think it
can you
has.
switch? Can you show what voltage is doing here? This infinity loops it reminds me of our races at Bauhaus. Can you switch to that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it really depends on the course design for whether we do acro in real life or not. There's just going to be some things that are suited for acro and some that's not.
Speaking of these infinity loops, it was Ladrib from Rotor Riot who was racing in acro at Bauhaus Brew Labs, one of the places we've been racing here a lot in Minneapolis, and he just had these beautiful infinity loops over the rafters at Bauhaus in acro mode.
Yeah, it was so cool to watch.
Brings it all back. So only a few pilots I've seen racing in acro mode in real life with the micros, but it's definitely a thing here in the sim. We are happy to still be racing in the simulator, physically distanced. We're
He's trying
keeping
to hit
it
that.
safe.
Trying to hit that gate. Do it, voltage. Hit it. He's trying to power loop this upside down. Trying to find his line. Right there. Oh.
You switched into acro.
yes.
Yes, you have to be.
No.
So
I'm gonna get it right here. No.
Well,
All right,
again, this looks easy. It may have looked easy in the undercard with that simple oval track. It is not easy, but it is super fun when you can fly like you're riding on these little drones and see what the drone sees. That is first-person view drone racing, and that's what all these kids have learned how to do. These pilots flew great tonight. Thank you all for flying with us. We do it every Thursday night, and we're going to keep adding cool new things, and we're looking for a parent division. So tell your parents it's on.
It's on.
It might be the simple course. Probably going to have to be the simple course. I know if I'm flying, it's going to be the simple course. But get your parents signed up, get them practicing. Tell your
Marty and
friends
Joel get
they
to
can
fly?
learn
I think I'm gonna fly. I'll fly in the parents division. I think I'm gonna get my daughter to fly in the kid legend division when that gets going. So.
Oh, with Vuk, right?
Yeah, Vuk and Arya are gonna tear it up.
I think we're going to need beginner parents, and advanced parents because they're going to crush the parents unless there's some beginner parents.
Marty, you just got to go through my training
wombat.
courses, bud.
I got to practice. Yeah.
Yeah, got to practice.
Like wombat control.
You can't be just a parent of any kid. You got to be a parent of a kid flying. Let's just make that clear.
Well, you get your daughters in and flying, or at least one of them.
I will. I am trying. My daughter's faster than me.
Yeah. Well, that's not gonna change. So.
But wait, who's gonna commentate if?
I'll commentate. I will absolutely.
Loose boots. Get loose boots.
Yeah, let's get loose boots in here.
Yeah.
Loose
That's
boots
some
and
superstars. Haven't seen Boots yet. Warhead was here last week, and I think was on some sort of Wisconsin vacation or something this week. But he will be back. It's going to get more and more interesting as we get more and more pilots flying. And the debut of Quad Boy. Quad Boy comes in, going to grab his Season 3 race pass. That's what allows you to race with us. And that's a new thing. Now we got seasons, we got race passes. If you want to race with us, grab a race pass. And if you want to learn, jump into Drone Sports Camp 20. We'll teach you everything you need to know. Then you can go back to your schools. You can start a school team, and we're going to have school teams again in the fall, the spring. This is just the beginning, everybody. I thank my partner, Joel Stewart, Netizen01,
give a
for
quick
making this all
update.
happen.
Quick update. So Voltage went up 10 points on our leaderboard, and Viper went up 3 because he was able to get third place. So there was so Voltage is closing the gap, but they still maintain their positioning on the board. So Viper's still ahead of Voltage overall on our leaderboard for the season still.
For now.
Wow.
For now. I mean, to give you an idea, Viper has 62 matches in the system, and Voltage only has 32. So literally half the flight time as Viper. So.
And Viper risking his position by jumping into acro, trying a new thing. It's retooling his pitching motion would be the best analogy, or his free throw form. Completely changing it up. But yeah, Joel, I request a graphic of our rankings by next week.
Done. Yeah, it's been on my. I have a couple things I'm adding to the software tomorrow, so I'll put that on the list.
And if you're wondering, rankings, how are we ranking? Well, you got to race, and then you get ranked, and you can move up and down. Soon you'll be able to challenge anybody above you. So jump in, everybody. Get flying. We thank Wombat Control, the mentor for the Eden Prairie team, was watching tonight, cheering on his protege, Raid Optics. Great flying from everybody. We thank you for being here. Jump into the Google Doc. Sign up for all the future Thursdays. This is our second Thursday of the summer. We got 10 more. Can you believe that? 10 more Thursdays in the summer. And we will be here racing every night, Thursday night.
All right. Sign off. See you guys next week.
Thanks, Joel. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Brian, for running things.
Yep. Thanks, Brian.
See you next week.